Welcome into the Go Home Show. We will be reviewing your WrestleMania Night 2 edition of WrestleMania 42. I am joined here with Playhouse Disney Paul joining us for one final evening. Everybody, welcome Playhouse Disney Paul. You know, I saw some creators already say that WrestleMania Night 2 saved the show, quote unquote. I could not disagree more. There is no saving this show. One good main event match does not constitute a good WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it will never work that way. And for me on this channel, I would not be Cy the Guy myself if I did not come to you with full authenticity and honesty. And honestly, this WrestleMania has to be one of the worst of all time. Overall, it's one of the worst of all time. I took the liberty of timing every single match on night 2. Okay. So overall, and I'm sure there will be other websites that have different times. I literally sat there with my phone, started the stopwatch, stopped the stopwatch, started when the bell rang. I stopped the stopwatch as soon as the 3 was hit. Okay. As soon as the ref counted 3, I stopped it. Night 2, according to my count, had 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 34 seconds of professional wrestling, of wrestling time. Night 1 had 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 34 seconds of wrestling time. So night 2 actually came in with less professional wrestling than night 1. And people want to pretend that this night saved the show. No. On what planet that means chat, if you add those together, you get 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 8 seconds of professional wrestling on an 8-hour show. If you add both nights together, the total time was about 8 hours of TV. We got 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 8 seconds of professional wrestling in 8 hours of a show that is called WrestleMania. There was no wrestling on WrestleMania. There was nothing to constitute the repeated use of saying it's an extravaganza. It's a fucking, what was the word they kept using over and over? Whatever it was. It's spectacle. It's a spectacle. No, it's not, dude. We can go anywhere and see fucking commercials. Why would we want to pay $30 a month to ESPN for the app just to see fucking commercials? We could see that anywhere. Fuck, we get triple ads now on YouTube. We don't have to pay to see commercials. I mean, the commercials tonight. I mean, I'm sure I have it in my notes here somewhere. They started sneaking extra ads in there. So what they would do is they would play an ad or two, and then they would play the 4-minute ad break. So realistically, they were playing like 5 minutes of ads at a time. Fucking egregious. I don't know how anybody could look at WrestleMania as a whole and think that this was a good show. Night 2 had a great main event, and it started off hot. That does not mean WrestleMania was good. How can it be when you cut each match to under 10-15 minutes? That's not even enough time for these guys to tell a proper fucking story. Night 1 fucking sucked. The only things worth watching were Gunther versus Seth Rollins, which they didn't give enough time to, and maybe the second half of the main event last night. Other than that, there was nothing worth watching yesterday. And then tonight, the main event was absolutely worth watching. You know, if you want to spend the 4 minutes to watch Femi beat Brock Lesnar, and that's it. You had 4 things, 3.5 things on your show that are maybe worth watching. That's not a good WrestleMania, guys. That's not a good WrestleMania. I'm sorry. This is one of the worst WrestleManias ever. Ever. And last year was fucking awful. No backstage interviews, no video packages outside of the main events. I mean, dude, it's like they're not even trying. We're just phoning it in until Triple H gets fucking fired, and rightfully so. He should get fucking fired. Clearly, he doesn't care anymore. So I'm just going to get into this show. I don't want to spend the amount of time that I could ranting about this shit because it was so awful and going over what I've heard some other creators say already. This show as a whole fucking sucked. Don't let anybody tell you different. All you got to do is watch. It's not like I'm making shit up. All you got to do is watch the show. You'll end up agreeing with me. Night 1 is fucking horrendous. Night 2, outside of a good main event, was fucking horrendous. Where was this a good show? Where did Night 2 save WrestleMania? Where? It didn't happen. Despite Night 2, WrestleMania as a whole was awful. So I'm going to get into these notes. Joe Jonas sang the national anthem. Not my cup of tea, but whatever. It's a name, I guess. Then we got more of Lin-Manuel Miranda with another promo. Still don't know who he is. Still a waste of fucking time. Then we had John Cena come out to start the show. For the first time in history, we're live on ESPN, and there were some boos there. I don't know if you guys caught that. There were some audible boos after John Cena mentioned ESPN. He says we need to start with something big. So naturally, I assumed he was talking about Brock Lesnar and Femi, the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. No, what he was talking about was the stage presentation. The camera cut to the stage setup, right? And it was this post-apocalyptic Fallout looking Vegas style decor on the screens. After John Cena said this, that all just kind of melted away. And then it went into this cyber futuristic theme. Why? I don't know. More waste of time shit on this show. Then we get into Brock Lesnar versus Femi. This match went 4.5 minutes. We knew it was going to be a shorter match, but 4.5 minutes? 4.5 minutes. Easy payday for Brock. Oba made his entrance. Everybody was chanting, Oba. Sounded great. Lesnar came out. Paul Heyman took the microphone from Alicia Taylor. He did Brock's introduction, called him the real ruler of WrestleMania. Then we got Oba's intro, and then the bell rings. Both guys locked up. It was a stalemate. Lesnar picked Oba up, took him to the corner. He delivered some spears in the corner. And then Oba no-sold the spears and shoved Lesnar to the ground. Then Brock hit Oba with 2 clotheslines that didn't budge him at all. He went for a 3rd clothesline. And Oba ended up hitting Brock with a clothesline, took him down. Brock went to the outside to regroup. He kind of lured Oba outside, rammed him into the ring post. Then he tossed him into the steps, rolled him back inside and hit 3 German suplexes. Then he went for a 4th one and Oba reversed it. Brock picked him up for an F5. He hit an F5. Oba kind of no-sold the F5. Brock turned around and Oba gave him a choke slam, fall from grace. That was it. That was the match. I didn't have a problem with this one, to be honest with you. I mean, it was exactly what it needed to be. Oba won. The right guy won. That's more credit than I was willing to give WWE. But then when you see this, what took place after the match, you understand why. Brock Lesnar basically retired. It's either that he retired or this is his last WrestleMania. Either way, he took off his gloves and left his boots in the ring. It was a good moment. Paul Heyman came in. He had tears streaming down his face. Brock had tears streaming down his face, and they embraced. Thank you, Brock chants ring out. Brock heads up the aisleway. He says thank you. And it was a pretty cool moment. Again, it could be that it's just his last WrestleMania, or it could be that this was his retirement match altogether. Either way, it was a good send off. And then we get a 4-minute fucking ad break, of course. Then we get the 6-man ladder match. Could have been great. They gave this match 15 minutes. 15 minutes is all you gave a 6-man fucking ladder match. Are you kidding me? You think that all of these performers bust their ass all year to get cut short like this at WrestleMania? I don't know who exactly is responsible for this shit. I'm going to continue to believe that it's a little bit of both. Both parties are equal in blame. TKO and WWE. This is fucking disgusting. A 6-man ladder match and you give it 15 minutes and 7 seconds. I timed it myself, motherfucker. 15 minutes and 7 seconds is all you gave these 6 guys to go out there and break their fucking necks. Despicable bullshit. And then Rusev, JD, and Dragon Lee got jobber entrances. By the time we came back from the ad break, those 3 gentlemen were in the ring already. We didn't even get their fucking entrances. What are you? It's like WWE, this WrestleMania. It's like we were supposed to be watching the ads, and we got these brief breaks of professional wrestling. Like the professional wrestling was the ad break from the ads, which were the main attraction. How fucking pathetic are you? Penta came out. He kind of like instantly. I thought he looked like Shredder from TMNT, but then they mentioned he was supposed to be Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. It looked pretty cool. I'm gonna stick with Shredder. He looked just like Shredder. Started off pretty hot in this match. Penta hit a springboard crossbody on Rusev to start the match. Dragon Lee hit a Hurricane Rana on Javon Evans off the apron onto JD McDonough. Rusev backdropped JD onto a ladder. Chance of Rusev Day rang out. Penta hit a sling blade on Rusev off of a ladder. Evans hit a springboard clothesline to JD McDonough while he was on the ladder. Kind of gave me flashbacks to Shelton Benjamin at that very first Money in the Bank way back when. Javon Evans he's kind of the new version of that. He really stole the show despite not getting the win. And he really kind of put his stamp on this match. So I thought that was cool. Mysterio hit a 619 on Dragon Lee while he was sandwiched in between a ladder. And then Mysterio was hung up on a ladder by his ankles. So his legs were trapped in between the rungs. He was kind of hanging off in a tree of woe kind of position. And Dragon Lee hit a huge missile drop kick on him. Looked fucking brutal. Like I thought that was it. I thought Ray got hurt. It looked that bad. And then Rusev was on the apron. This was after that. Penta and Ray were kind of going back and forth. Ray comes off the ropes. Penta lifts him up like powerbomb position. Ray goes over Penta's head, does a senton, lands on Rusev, who's standing on the apron, and then they both go through a ladder that was bridged. It was a pretty cool spot. Looked really smooth. And Rusev crashes through the ladder. Looked fucking brutal. JD hit a Spanish fly off the ladder to Dragon Lee. Perfect Spanish fly. Penta hit a Mexican destroyer off of a ladder. So the ladder setup, you had another ladder that was in between the rungs, and then the other end was positioned on top of the ropes. And Penta hit a Mexican destroyer off the standing ladder onto the bridge ladder. It was fucking crazy. And then JD sold the shit out of that too, by the way. He just went limp fish and just, it was such a good sell. Then we had Javon Evans jumped off the turnbuckle and hit an OG cutter on Rusev, who was basically at the top of a ladder in the middle of the ring. Beautiful spot. Looked really cool. Then as soon as Evans got to his feet, Penta hit him with a destroyer. Then Penta climbed the ladder and grabbed the title. Penta retains the IC championship. I mean, it was decent for the short time that it was given, but like I said at the beginning, man, 15 minutes allotted for a fucking 6-man ladder match? 15 minutes and 7 seconds is what you gave these guys. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. And this is where I put in my notes. So WWE and TKO started sneaking more ads in there as if the 4-minute ad breaks weren't enough. They would play like a sponsorship ad and then maybe like another ad. So it'd be like the Mortal Kombat movie ad, right? And then they'd play like a WWE Champions fucking mobile game ad. And then we'd get to the 4-minute ad break. That's 5 minutes of fucking ads. For what? For what? You know, I mentioned last night or this morning or both. I don't fucking remember. So it's hard to separate all this dog shit. I mentioned how Pat McAfee said he was going to take us back to the Attitude Era. I thought he meant behavior. It's very obvious to me now he meant Attitude Era, as in commercials. Commercial mania. How fucking ridiculous, man. First hour, we were at less than 20 minutes of wrestling. Then we get back from the ad break, and then we got another fucking ad for Club WWE. So we got the 2 ads beforehand, then we get the 4-minute ad break, come back, and then we get another fucking ad for Club WWE. Hey, come spend $12,000 fucking dollars and get nothing in return. So ads are over 5 minutes long now. What a fucking joke. Then we get Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. And again, I will say this until I am fucking blue in the face. All these other creators in the IWC keep trying to say that Sami Zayn is getting booed because he's doing his job as a heel. He's a good heel, so he's getting booed. Bull fucking shit. He's getting booed because we wanted Carmelo Hayes, and this fucking clown goober next to me in the Mickey Mouse ears fucked Carmelo Hayes over out of his WrestleMania spot that he rightfully earned. That's why Sammy's getting booed, because it's bullshit. They even had the balls. This company had the fucking balls to mention this on commentary, by the way. They acknowledged that Melo got fucked over on commentary. I wonder if this fucking asshole next to me had this same smirk when he's like, you know what? I can't have 2 African Americans facing each other for the U.S. title. Plus, Carmelo banged so-and-so's wife on the creative team, so we're going to fuck him over. Fuck this kid. Fucking doofus son-in-law strikes again. Lil Yachty came out. I mean, Sami Zayn got booed out of the fucking building. Then Lil Yachty comes out, introduced Trick Williams. Trick had a train attached to his fur coat that took up literally the entire ramp walkway. I thought that was pretty funny. WWE clearly piped in fake crowd noise again. The fact that you have to do that is pretty fucking embarrassing. Everybody does it, but the fact that you have to do that at WrestleMania, that's fucking embarrassing. You should be embarrassed as fuck. Both guys trade punches. Sami clotheslines Trick out of the ring. Trick hit a couple clotheslines, followed by a Booker T style sidekick. Then he hit a bookend for a 2 count. Sami hit a blue thunder bomb for a 2 count. Lil Yachty was checking on Trick and Sami. Trick, and Sami attacked him and threw him into the barricade. So Sami attacks Lil Yachty, who was checking on Trick Williams. Sami then bounced Trick's head off the ring post a few times. Then he hit a brain buster on the apron. Basically no reaction to the brain buster. It looked brutal. It did look brutal. Williams was pulling himself up on the barricade. Sami hit a haluva kick on the outside. Trick made it back into the ring at 9 right before the 10 count. Ref is checking on Trick. Yachty hits Sami. Sami was like in the opposite corner trying to line up a haluva kick. Lil Yachty pulled him down and wrung his neck on the top rope. And then Sami turned around and ate a big boot for a near fall. Sami rolled Trick up for a 2 count. Then Sami hit his exploder into the corner. He was going for the haluva kick, but as he was running at Trick, Trick hit him with the Trick knee. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. This match went 7 minutes and 7 seconds. And you'll have fucking people reviewing this show thinking that's acceptable for a United States Championship match. 7 minutes and 7 fucking seconds is all you could give these guys. I mean, what is there to say? And you'll have people defending this shit. 7 minutes and 7 seconds for your secondary championship on SmackDown. And then we got 3 ads. 3 ads in a row, followed by the "We'll be right back" screen with the fucking elevator music. And it stayed on screen for 4 minutes. So again, we got another segment of over 5 minutes of fucking ads. Then we come back and we got another fucking ad for WWE 2K26. 6 minutes of ads right here. To put into perspective, Sami Zayn and Trick Williams got 7 minutes, 7 seconds. This ad break right after their match was almost as long as their fucking match. Fucking corporate garbage is what we got for WrestleMania this year. Then we get Finn Balor versus Dom. I guess it was announced on the pre-show. I didn't watch the fucking pre-show, so I found this out in real time. I guess they announced on the pre-show that this was now a street fight. I guess they figured it wasn't exciting enough or something. Don't know why, but Dom comes out. He came out on a throne that had like an Aztec-looking design. It was being pulled by like 20 guys that were all wearing his lucha mask. King of the Luchadors entrance made sense. Finn came out. It was good to see the demon character back again. It would have been nice if Vince never fucking ruined it in the first place. And there are people that actually think that Vince McMahon should be back in charge running the show, when he's the one that had Edge beat the demon character. Like, that dude is so fucking out of touch. I would never want him back in charge. Dom was like scared to even get into the ring with the demon. He did look pretty intimidating. It was pretty cool. Finn started beating Dom up, punches, chops, stomps, and then he grabbed a kendo stick. He hit Dom a few times. Finn grabbed a table, and then Dom hit a suicide dive before he could set it up. Hit him with shots with a kendo stick. Dom grabbed some chairs. He hit Finn in the ribs and then hit a slingshot tope, followed by some stomps. Balor suplexed Dom onto some chairs, frontwards onto Dom's stomach. Went for the shotgun dropkick. Dom reversed it and hit a 619, followed by a frog splash. But Finn kicked out at 1. The demon kicked out at 1. Finn hit the shotgun dropkick, went for the coup de grace. Dom moved out of the way, and then he hit Finn with a steel chair. Dom slid a table into the ring. He set it up in the corner. He just threw the demon Finn Balor through the table. I mean, they went back and forth a little bit, trying to get each other through it. Dom finally won that little battle and threw the demon Finn Balor through the table in the corner. Then he hit Finn. Then he hit Finn in the back with a chair, wrapped the chair around his head, and then he hit a 619, and then another frog splash, and the Demon Finn Balor kicked out at 2. So then Dom hit him repeatedly across the back with a steel chair. Dom grabbed another table, slid it into the ring. He set it up facing the corner. So it's set up flat now, over by the corner, right? And then he turned around and Finn was back on his feet. Finn then hit Dom repeatedly with a steel chair, wrapped it around Dominik's head, and then he hit his shotgun dropkick with the chair wrapped around Dom's head. It looked fucking brutal, actually. Dom sold the fuck out of this. It looked like his body contorted and his neck snapped back with the chair on it. Looked absolutely brutal. Then he set Dom on the table, coup de grace through the table, 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was it. This match went 8 minutes and 36 seconds. 8 minutes and 36 fucking seconds. So far, in case you were wondering, chat, we had 35 minutes and 20 seconds of pro wrestling so far, and we were just over 2 hours into the show. Fucking embarrassment. Then we get more fucking ads. This might shock you. Then we get Rhea versus Jade. Jade came out dressed. I didn't really understand her entrance attire totally. She came out looking kind of like a bow on a fucking Christmas gift. I don't know what that was about. Commentary kind of just glazed Jade the whole time. Pretty much like glazing her height, her build. She looks like this. Her body was carved by the heavens. They have to glaze that because that's really all she's got. Because she can't wrestle and she can't talk. So then the match starts. Rhea hit a front slam and a drop kick. Jade hit a power slam for a 2 count. Tossed Rhea to the outside, then threw her into the barricade. She bounced Rhea's head off the apron. Blue Thunder Bomb from Jade for a 2 count. I didn't even know Jade knew what a Blue Thunder Bomb was. Rhea started laughing, asking for more. Jade locked in a crossface. Rhea hit a big kick to Jade's head. She took Jade down, and then they were trading punches. Rhea hit another kick, then hit an electric chair drop frontwards on Jade. Jade hit a big kick, followed by a spine buster for a 2 count. Jade, she went for Jaded. Rhea rolled her up instead, and then got a 2 count. Michin and B-Fab came out, and they were getting involved, which allowed Jade to hit a one-winged angel. Yes, Jade Cargill hit a one-winged angel for a 2 count. Rhea was on the outside. Michin and B-Fab were going to get involved again. Io Sky's music hits. Io comes out. She ended up hitting a moonsault on both women to take them out of the match. Jade hit her pump kick on Rhea, and then she was going for Jaded, but Rhea slipped underneath, and she was in prime position, and Rhea just picked her up, hit her with the Riptide, 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Mid. I mean, at least we don't have to deal with more of Jade's awful title reign moving forward. This match was, it was mid. I mean, the thing is this is the peak, this is like the peak Jade performance. This is the best that we've seen her wrestle, and the match was still mid. So what does that tell you? She's been doing this for 7 to 8 years now. And this is the best we've seen her look in a mid match that went 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Women's Championship, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. What a fucking joke and a half. So then after that match, we got to look at all of the watch parties happening around the world in different countries. You know, all of the countries that WWE gave the middle finger to and decided to take the first ever non-United States WrestleMania to Saudi instead. No, UK? Nah, fuck them. Scotland, Ireland, Germany? Nah, fuck them. All those European countries. Australia? We've been there before. Nope, fuck them. We're going to Saudi. We're taking the money and we're going to Saudi. Oh, this fucking company, man. John Cena came out. He announced the attendance as 55,255. If you believe that the WWE actually had 55,000 people in that arena tonight, you're a fucking buffoon. Clearly a lie. He thanked the WWE Universe. Then The Miz and Kit Wilson come out. And this is where I was like, oh, I called it. Danhausen's going to be coming out. And that must have been a typo, man. I meant to type Miz, but it says mid. Maybe it's not a fucking typo. Miz says Cena has left a hole that he's had to fill. Cena says, Mike, good to see you. And then he looks at Kit Wilson and he says, and you are? Yeah, that's pretty much how we all feel, John. Cena lets Miz take over and have his WrestleMania moment. Then Danhausen comes out. He came out with a group called the Danhausen Midgets. I didn't give them that name. Before anybody comes at me for not being politically correct, I didn't give them that name. That's the name that Michael Cole said they preferred to be called. So that's what I'm going to call them. He also came out driving what was kind of like a makeshift lawnmower that was dressed up as like the Danhausen Mobile is what they called it. He came out, he shook John Cena's hand, told him he was a big fan of his work. Then one of the midgets punched Kit Wilson in the balls. Kit Wilson goes down. Then Danhausen tells them to dogpile Kit Wilson. They all start beating Kit Wilson up. And then Danhausen punched the Miz in the balls. Then we get a 5-knuckle shufflehausen. Danhausen hit a 5-knuckle shuffle on the Miz. And then the midgets ended up carrying the Miz out of the ring. And that was it. John Cena responded with, I'm glad I'm retired. Yeah. Yeah. You're the one that lucked out, not us fans. We're the ones getting fucked, John. You know, maybe the comedy skits wouldn't be so fucking bad if your shows didn't fucking suck and make us want to kill ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, the shows make us want to gouge our own fucking eyes out. And you have the balls to give us these comedy skits and be like, well, how come you're not laughing? You just don't have a sense of humor. No, I have a sense of humor, motherfucker. But you've literally ruined my life all weekend because I'm a fan of pro wrestling and you gave me 2 hours and 43 minutes of pro wrestling on an 8-hour total show. That's not on me. That's on you. Forgive me if I don't fucking laugh. Then we get CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. This ended up being match of the weekend by far. By far, this was match of the weekend. Michael Cole says, up next is what's being called one of the greatest main events of all time. I think that might be going a little far, but it was a damn good main event. CM Punk wore a jacket honoring Harley Race, which was something I made note of. I thought that was pretty cool. They lock up. Punk knocks Reigns down, locks in a headlock. Reigns hit him with a shoulder tackle. Punk slapped Reigns open hand across the face. Then they started running the ropes, and Reigns hit him with a Samoan drop. Roman clotheslines Punk to the outside, bounces Punk's head off the ring post. Then he tossed Punk into the barricade. Then Reigns tossed Punk over the barricade into the crowd. And then Reigns goes back into the ring. He rolls into the ring, rolls right back out. He had to break up the count because I guess for the first however many minutes of this match, there were actually fucking rules. Because this one was not made a street fight on the pre-show. So the rules actually had to be upheld for the first 5 minutes. Then after a while, it's fuck the rules. The ref's letting it go. You know, the easy cop-out that has no creativity. So then he goes back over the barricade to chase after Punk. Punk ended up punching him, and then he threw Reigns over the barricade. He jumped off the top of the barricade with a clothesline onto Reigns. And then he was standing on the announce table gloating. Reigns ended up grabbing Punk off the announce table and tossing him onto the floor. Sounded like it hurt. Then Reigns had Punk trapped in the ropes, and he hit him with the right hand that looked pretty brutal. Followed up with clotheslines in the corner. Then he ran off the ropes and hit a leaping clothesline for a near fall. Reigns went for a Superman punch. Punk moved and hit a clothesline, followed by a diving crossbody. Punk hit a big heel kick, and then he hit his signature knee and bulldog from the corner. Punk signaled for the GTS, but Roman reversed it and tossed Punk shoulder first into the ring post, followed by a Superman punch for a 2 count. Roman called for a spear as he goes to do the ooh ah. As he was doing that, CM Punk charged him and hit him with the knee in the corner, and then he followed up with another one, and then he hit a series of clotheslines on Roman. Roman rolled to the outside trying to regroup, and then CM Punk hit him with the suicide dive. He smashed Roman's head into the announce table and then the steps. Both men are fighting on the apron. Roman set CM Punk up in a tree of woe, except not inside the ring. It was on the outside. So Punk was draped in a tree of woe facing the commentary desk. And Roman proceeded to... He was just beating the shit out of Punk here, basically. He was punching him. And then he hit 3 Superman punches while Punk was in this position. Looked brutal. Punk sold the fuck out of it. And then Punk was noticeably bleeding from his mouth. Reigns then hit CM Punk with the steel steps. This is where it's like, dude, just say there's no rules. Just say there's no fucking rules. You know what I mean? Reigns picked up the steps and hit Punk in the face with them while he was in the tree of woe. Roman cleared off an announce table. Then he powerbombed CM Punk through the table. It actually looked pretty brutal, the landing. And then Reigns rolled him in the ring. He went for a spear, but Punk picked him up when Reigns was rebounding off the ropes and hit a GTS for a near fall. Punk went for another GTS. Reigns slipped down, and then he hit a spear for a 2 count. Reigns looked visibly pissed off. Then he slammed Punk's face into the mat repeatedly. Roman signaled for the GTS, and Roman attempted a GTS. But when Punk landed on his feet, he caught Reigns' knee, hit a roundhouse kick to the head for a 2 count. Punk ended up hitting a Superman punch. Not a great looking Superman punch, but he hit one, and then that got a 2 count as well. Punk grounded and pounded Reigns for a little bit. Then he went out to an audience member, grabbed an Ula Fala, a fake one from them, and then he wore it, and then he was signaling that he was going to go for a spear on Roman Reigns. Roman caught him with a guillotine when Punk charged for the spear. Punk reversed the guillotine, went for a sharpshooter. Reigns ended up kicking him in the jaw to break out of the sharpshooter. It temporarily knocked CM Punk out, and he kind of just fell forward face first, right in perfect position for Reigns to lock in another guillotine. See, this is what happens when you let guys just go out there and you give them a decent amount of time. They can tell a fucking story in the ring. When you give every match 15 minutes or less, we don't get this kind of shit. And that's the fucking problem with this fucking idiot next to me right here. Oh, where was I? So Punk fell face first into prime position for another guillotine. Punk reversed it into a roll-up for a 2 count, and then Punk locked in the Anaconda Vice. Reigns reversed that into a grounded guillotine, so he's on his back. He's got a guillotine on Punk. And then Punk reversed this into a roll-up. Both men run off the ropes. They clothesline each other, and they're down for a little bit. This was kind of your refresh moment in the match where both guys are catching their breath so they can get to the finish. Professionals, that's what they do, man. Both men are trading blows. They can barely stand. It's one of the few times I've ever seen at WrestleMania where, where each guy throws a punch and then you hear the yeah, boo. It was yeah chants for both guys, which I thought was pretty cool. At least that's what I heard. That's what I thought I heard anyway. Both of them could barely stand up. Punk took off his wrist tape here. He throws it at Roman's chest. It hits Roman in the chest. The ref grabs it. He walks it over to like the ropes on the opposite side to throw the tape outside. While he's doing that, Punk hits Roman with a low blow and then hit a GTS. This got another near fall. Punk doing everything and anything he can to win this match. Punk then laid Roman on the announce table, and CM Punk at almost 50 years old hit a fucking elbow drop from the top rope through the announce table on Roman Reigns. It was spot on, perfect landing. I mean, it looked like it fucking sucked, and he's going to feel it tomorrow, but I didn't know CM Punk still had that in the repertoire, so looked good. Punk brings Roman into the ring. He hit a GTS. Roman rebounds off the ropes and then lands back on CM Punk's shoulders again. Same way CM Punk beat Seth Rollins, right? This is storytelling at its finest. Maybe Mr. Playhouse Disney Levesque should fucking take some notes. CM Punk went to stand up with Roman on his shoulders again, but he collapsed under the weight. He couldn't do it. So Roman rolled off into the corner. CM Punk stands up. Roman hits him with the spear. Punk flipped on the spear, and then he was on his knees selling the spear. So Roman starts bouncing off the ropes, and he hit another spear. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. Roman Reigns is your new world heavyweight champion. CM Punk gets another WrestleMania main event under his belt. And quite frankly, CM Punk adds an amazing match to his resume as well. This match was match of the weekend. I mean, although I would argue that if you gave Gunther and Seth Rollins this kind of time, they could have easily put on a match just as good. But this was match of the weekend for sure. But it's like I said at the beginning, guys, one good match, I'm not going to say one good match. What did we have? Like 3 good matches? It's hard to say that these matches are good when you give them 7, 8, 9 minutes for a fucking WrestleMania match. 3 good matches does not save this fucking disaster of a show. I need you guys to really think this through. Do not let this main event distract you from the fact that WWE made the rest of the show fucking suck. The rest of the show was ass. We got nothing but ads. The ad-itude era is in full fucking effect. TKO and WWE literally just say fuck the fans. They don't care about us. Guys, and it's never been more evident and apparent than it is now. And I will never forgive Vince McMahon for selling 51% of this fucking company to a greedy fuck like Ari Emanuel, because this is what you get. Nothing but ads for WrestleMania. Nothing but fucking matches getting cut to 10 minutes or less, guys. Every match, other than like 2 or 3, was cut to under 10 fucking minutes. That's insane. That's like never heard of at WrestleMania. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm just a negative prick, but I don't know how you watch these two nights and you walk away being happy to be a pro wrestling fan. And you know what, dude? This is why I wish Tony Khan would really take this shit seriously, because he has a chance to put this piece of shit company out of their fucking misery. All you got to do, and I'm hoping that Tony Khan sells out Wembley. I'm hoping his attendance for Wembley is better than either night of WrestleMania. I would love nothing more than AEW to be successful. That's why I wish Tony Khan would take this seriously, so he would understand, like, hey, they just had one of the worst, probably the worst, if not one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. I need to capitalize off of this, and I need to really drive my product home and tell stories, long-term booking strategies. If Tony Khan would do that, this shit would be over. But here we are, man. It's 2026. This is pro wrestling. This is pro wrestling now in 2026. I don't even recognize it anymore. It's almost sad to talk about, if I'm being honest. It kind of sucks. Especially knowing that 2 years ago, we got really amazing television. So, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. I thought, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give night 1 maybe a fucking 2, 1.5. And night 2, I would give it like a 3. So out of a possible 20, they get 5. Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good WrestleMania. Nothing but fucking ads. Let me know if the ads were as egregious to you guys as they were to me. Because, I mean, this is fucking crazy. Basically an 8-hour show, and we got 2 hours and 43 minutes of actual wrestling. The rest of it, guys, was ads and segments. And the segments were all John Cena, who's not even an active performer. It's a fucking disgrace. This company's a disgrace. This show was a disgrace. And it's not worth our fucking time. And anyone who paid money to watch this shit live, I don't feel bad that you paid out the ass. That's your own fucking fault. Stop going to these shows, guys. That's the only way they're going to change. Stop going. If they're going to produce dog shit, why are you going to go? Stop giving them money. Stop giving this machine your money until they learn to respect us, the fans. We're the ones that foot the bill for this shit, guys. It's time they give us the respect we deserve. I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what your thoughts were for night 1, night 2. If you agree with me in the comments, let me know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. This has been another edition of the Go Home Show, a post-WrestleMania edition of the Go Home Show. I'm fucking exhausted. I am Cy the Guy. This clown will not be here next time. So, I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. I think I can now go live on YouTube. So, I will be live tomorrow night reviewing the Raw after Mania. So, get some sleep. I know you're going to need it after Attitude era of WrestleMania. That's it, guys. I mean, if you want to go back and watch anything, watch the main event from night 2 and maybe Gunther and Seth Rollins, and that's it. That is it. Fuck this show. Fuck TKO. Fuck WWE. Stick with me. We're going to make this channel grow despite WWE's failures. We're going to grow as a channel. So I will see you tomorrow for Raw after Mania.